The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Media Mash time. It is Thursday. Cowboys heading into Atlanta, GA, to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Baseball's crowned a champion here. Remember our picks, fellas?
I picked the Dodgers because I'm a Braves fan and I hate to pick the Dodgers.
I picked the Dodgers in 6.
Didn't I pick the Yankees in 7?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know they was going to play like a little league team in the 5th.
That was an embarrassment to a Little League team. I was a Little League coach. If my guys did that, they would be doing some running after that game.
I mean, that was pressure make a pipe bust, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't no pressure. You up 5-0.
Hey, once the runners got on base, they felt pressure.
The can of corn opened it up, though. Catch the fly ball.
Well, clearly he took his eyes off of it. You could all see his eyes go off.
That was not about pressure, though.
Finish eating your food before we start talking, Clarence. Finish eating your Skittles over there. Thank you very much. Media Match, we got Clarence Hill, All City Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna fix you. You know what? I'm about to fix you right
Fix
now.
you, too.
no.
Fix you right now. I want an apology for you going and stealing, getting in my popcorn.
Are we going to go through a media apology scenario again?
Exactly.
We've already had
Get you a
one.
can of nuts.
Exactly,
Get you
yes.
a can of nuts, too.
Yes.
I had a guy threaten to kill me. There was no apology.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had one
this is
call me
supposed-
all kind of homophobic names in the middle of the locker room.
Man.
But they weren't your fraternity, brother. This is my Omega Psi Phi
Right, you
fraternity.
should have gave me
brother,
some
man.
gave me some
This
popcorn.
man is violating the term stealing popcorn. Yes, said Ed Werder,
no
the
stealing.
Hall of
What's
Fame.
mine is yours.
Hall of Fame.
Excuse me, he's introducing me, if you don't mind.
Hall of Fame writer Ed Werder, the author Jacques Taylor, about to rip off another book. Again, I'm merely Newy Scruggs as I take all this hazing from Clarence Hill Jr. here. All City Dallas.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank you very
Halloween
much.
as we celebrate Halloween here. So yes, we've just left the locker room, so that's why we're just a little bit late here. Dak Prescott talking, and Ed, I'll start with you. Found it very interesting. He said he and CD now they've got a connection now because of San Francisco. You buying it? You good? You believe it? Bleed now?
If they can
Because
get
your
the
friend Dion
opponent
told you,
to
you
bust
bleed now?
coverage like that and he can create 17 yards of separation magically, I think Dak would go to him every time. I thought the most interesting thing Dak talked about was the lack of his incorporating his mobility into their offense because he's twice this year talked about that. Noting that he said the same thing after the San Francisco loss last year and brought that out, and it made a significant difference. And he said today, it's not his age, it's not the injury from 2020, it's not his money, it's not the owner. He just hasn't had the opportunity to run the ball, and makes it sound like he intends to do it this week. We'll see.
He should, but like which I pointed out. I mean, it's crazy that to say that Dak is not running the ball, but another thing to say that he has less rushing yards than Aaron freaking Rodgers. Not just Aaron Rodgers, but
And
guy like
freaking Rodgers.
well,
Joe Flacco.
old
said.
Aaron Rodgers, I'm saying, but also Joe Flacco, who hasn't started.
Tom Brady when he was 44.
I mean, it is crazy the guys he's behind, and like I said, from a guy who was a runner in college and legs were a big part of his game early in his career. Just you would think just organically some things you would have some scrambles. There's been nothing. And you can't put your finger on it. Why? There's been nothing, and it's not like he's turned down zone reads or whatever else. It's mind-boggling.
I would also add that the worst thing that could possibly happen, the only thing that can make the season worse, is if he got hurt running the football.
No doubt. Yeah. No, especially after getting paid.
No. Yeah, that would definitely make it worse.
Your thoughts about would it matter
What, if he ran more?
in your opinion right now?
Well, yeah, some of it is, he kind of alluded to it a little bit. It's much better to be 3rd and 6 than 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 12 because you got sacked back there. Maybe you can make a play. It's extended drive. How about just be another threat that somebody at least has to worry about just a little bit? And that's been a part of his game. I mean, he went 20 for a touchdown against the Chargers last year. It's just last year. He's not that much older. I mean, he got a wife and a kid now, but
There's some things, and I think that in Calvin part of that, sometimes he's really focused on looking for bigger plays down the field, and so he turns down. You think is a lane to run, and he's actually made some completions of CD down the sideline. But too much of that has been the case, and there's some things that when it's 3rd and 5, go get the 5 yards.
I guarantee you he is not the worst runner we've seen in this offense this year.
I don't know.
They're last in the NFL. Their average went down last week. They averaged 77 yards rushing going into last week. They were the worst team in the league going into that game, and they had 56 yards in that game.
Well,
Same as Brock Purdy had.
Exactly.
But, and I think that's part of it, too. And you watch him. I mean, we could say on paper he should run more. But if you watch the game, there are not a lot of lanes. He's trying to get through garbage in the backfield, and he's getting sacked. I mean, it's not like they're like wide open lanes. Well, Dak turned down that opportunity to run through this wide open lane. No, the offensive line's been getting killed, which is why the running game is struggled by the running backs.
But what did McCarthy tell us the other day about quarterbacks running even a little, even for nominal yards, that if the quarterback's successful running, it's hard to think that you've played good run defense?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. He got to do something, but I'm just saying it's not like he's been turning down gigantic running lanes.
Yeah.
No, I think it's also a case of when the offense is as jacked up as this is right now, you don't have any success, you don't play with any confidence, man, whether you're dropping back to pass or running. Like he said, what did he say today about CD and the connection? He said, this week he ran his backside routes hard,
with intentionality.
Even whether he was getting the ball or not.
Sound like Aikman.
Sounds like Aikman was right.
Sound like Aikman got the.
And Troy did Dak a favor with the criticism.
But it was on point. And that's what's so mind-boggling, because we knew the defense couldn't stop the run. They haven't stopped the run the last 3 years. And then you lose Mike, and we knew, and then you got the run. The defense is going to have struggles. But if you thought coming into the season there's one thing you could hang your hat on, the Cowboys offense, whether it was with Kellen Moore, they have been able to score points. They've been able to move the ball. You thought you'd be able to hang your hat on the offense scoring and moving the ball.
This is true, but what's missing from that?
The defensive turnovers.
They're not getting turnovers. That's giving you the ball at midfield. They
Extra
don't have
possessions.
They don't have
score
the defensive
themselves.
touchdowns. They're not getting up front where they can front run. So all of that plays into the part.
No, I agree.
Well, we relaxed on offense because we up 14-0. We do what we want to do.
They weren't the highest scoring offense in football. They were the highest scoring team in football, and they were the highest scoring team in football because they got 93 takeaways over 3 years and led the league in touchdowns on defense.
But beyond points, though, the offensive numbers were among the tops in the league, just from yardage.
Right, but
they were moving.
What he's saying, they're playing from ahead, they're getting short fields, they're getting extra possessions.
I'm just saying, but I'm talking about yards, just total yards, rushing, passing. They were also one of the top units. We're getting none of that.
Right, and they also got rid of, and it was their choice, it was their decision. You get rid of a guy who's on his way to get 1,200 yards and averaged 4.2 this year.
Tony Pollard,
who's had more than 90 yards in, I think, all but one game, the first one. And you replaced him with a short yardage and a goal line back.
They're not better any.
That you don't use in short yardage, goal line, or at all.
And the offensive line is bad.
The offensive line has regressed. The running back room has regressed.
I think the offensive line is suffering more the consequences of playing two young guys at key positions. I don't think that they expected it to be this difficult.
Well, and Terrence Steele's, how do we explain him?
And Zach Martin's not been good. And I think Jerry, like I said, if you were at camp, and one thing, Jerry, maybe they were convincing themselves, I love this offensive line. I love this offensive line. And they were trying to convince themselves this offensive line was good, and it's not been. Whether it's because of the two rookies or not, they have taken a huge step back up front.
Agreed. And some things have got to get fixed as they get ready to go face the Atlanta Falcons. What advantages do they have in this game? Let's dive into that. I know you just looked at me like that, Jock, so if you think none, you get to say that. So we'll go around the table.
Not now. Just hold on to it.
I mean, goodness gracious.
My gosh. Can you get a view with some hope? Give him some hopium. Clarence Hill, Ed Werder, Jacques Taylor, Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash on Dallas Cowboys.
Need some hope, go to church.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Aikman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right, looking down the field. Lamb, victory!
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys.
To Media Mash.
All right, Media Mash right here on a Thursday going into the Cowboys-Falcons game. Falcons favored in this one. Dak Prescott said this is a must-win. So he said in the locker room.
His must-wins don't carry no weight, man. Because then he followed up with, I think every game's a must-win. His must-wins don't carry no weight.
It's a must-win.
Then is it a must-win if they play again tomorrow? Is it the ultimate game if they play again?
Didn't two teams make the playoffs from a 3-6 start last year? Didn't Green Bay and the Rams make it from 3-6?
From a mindset standpoint, to get off the snide, to make the late season, have hope for the late season, you have to win now.
Okay.
From an urgency standpoint, you got to, if they still have hope, that they're going to somehow have a fantasy ending, as Jerry Jones said, or whatever he had said about having a great ending to the season, they got to start stacking some wins up to make it happen, to make it tangible.
And so based on that, Clarence, what advantage can the Cowboys have going into this matchup, offensively or defensively?
And don't talk about Aubrey.
Yes.
You know, the funny
outside of special teams.
The funny thing,
outside of special teams.
He sent a man to prison so he could come back to practice.
You're the most trusted man in the sports, local sports media.
The funny thing about this is for a Cowboys offensive line that can't block and give up too much pressure, they go in against a defensive line that can't get to the quarterback. You know, this Falcons defensive line don't stack the quarterback. They don't get to the quarterback.
I think they got 6 all year.
Yeah, they don't
For
get to the
44 yards, lowest in the league.
Yeah, so if you're going to have a chance to throw the ball and have time to see your receivers and see the field and make some things happen, this is potentially the game. Of course, we all remember Chaz Green and Adrian Claiborne, who never did nothing before, never did nothing after. Had 7 sacks. They gave up 80. One guy had 6 sacks, a career in one game as the Cowboys and Chaz Green. But we're going to blame Jason Garrett for being stubborn and not making adjustments.
As you should. And Scott Linehan. Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen. So, if you have hopes of moving the ball on offense and scoring some points, is because they can't get to the quarterback. So Dak should finally have some time to get some things, make some things happen in the passing game.
But he's also wary of the fact that he's thrown all these interceptions, multiple interceptions, 3 games in a row for the first time in his career, and lurking in the secondary are 2 of the best ball hawk safeties in all of football. Like Justin Simmons has the most interceptions of any defensive player since he came into the league in 2016, the same year as Dak. So there's a couple guys back there that they need to be mindful of.
Yeah, but the good news is
he shouldn't be throwing under pressure.
Yes, the good news is the great majority of interceptions.
Bring us some good news.
The great majority of interceptions became because of pressure.
But they don't get pressure, and these guys still get interceptions.
And his receivers not going to get
Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm just saying they so if Dak's problem has been pressure, and if he don't get pressured, he should be able to find some people open.
All right.
Really?
I said if, sir.
Well, one guy,
and I said should. I didn't guarantee
because
nothing.
they got the lowest separation in the league, man, close to it. Their receivers.
He's had the most tight window throws in the NFL.
Yes. Them receivers don't get open, man.
Mike McCarthy said that's part of the game, man. So everything's tight window throws around here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's part of the game. It's the game.
So what you got, man? Advantage? Anything?
I think they got the much better uniforms. They're classic. I mean, I think the star is iconic. And the home whites, baby. Woo-hoo!
You know what I think is another interesting component of this game is Kirk Cousins. And the fact that Eric Kendricks, the green dot middle linebacker, Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator, were with him in Minnesota. Know him well. He knows them, too. And I went back to that game 2 years ago. The Cowboys got their biggest win in franchise history on the road. Nope. 40-3 at Minnesota in 2022. They sacked Kirk Cousins 7 times in that game, including on the first play. A strip sack by Micah Parsons on the first play that I think affected Cousins the rest of the day. The problem is none of the guys responsible for the 7 sacks are going to be on the field Sunday.
I was going to say, I think Kirk Cousins.
And Zimmer's offense was part of that, too.
But when you pressure Kirk Cousins like any quarterback, and him more than most,
right.
You know, they get jittery and they make mistakes. Quarterbacks under duress are always good for a couple. And the problem is, as we've discussed, this team is currently comprised without Micah Parsons, can't put any consistent pressure on anybody. Like Zimmer blitzed much more than he's comfortable blitzing last week. I don't think they got home very often.
Well, you know, and since you brought that up, Micah Parsons, he didn't practice again today.
But he made some money.
He's been gone for what? This will be his 4th game. Still leads the team in pressures. And DeMarcus Lawrence has been gone just as much time, and he leads the team in sacks.
Yeah, so
that's how bad it's been.
Micah is still not past the return to play threshold with Rick Brown, and you know, when you've been out this long, it's not like I can do a walkthrough on Saturday and play.
No,
you know,
you need a full week of practice.
You need a full week of practice. So again, we're looking, for a 4th straight game, 5th week when you're at the bye without Micah Parsons. I don't know any of us thought he'd be out this long.
Well, they didn't, or they would have IR'd him.
Right. I don't think anybody thought he'd be out this long. You know, when he got hurt. And I remember I said, man, he'll probably be back for the Detroit game. And then maybe the 49ers game after the bye. He's
they acted like the first week he might play.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And now it's been 4 games in 5 weeks, and we still don't have Micah. And even more, to me, demoralizing is the mystery around Deron Bland. You know, when he was injured in camp, most people thought he'd be back before the bye week, if not after the bye week. And
they said it was a 6 to 10 week injury.
I don't remember saying 10. I thought it was 8, I thought.
Yeah.
6 to 8 publicly.
Yeah, at least, and he, when he got hurt, when you add all this stuff up, and then Stephen Jones 2 weeks ago basically said he was going to play.
And they acted like he was going to play.
Yeah,
he had 2 full practices. He talked to us.
Talked to the media to act like he was going to play. So
and here we are all this time later, and they're still not acting like
and
he's
the funny thing, when I asked Mike McCarthy about that, he said you got to ask him. So it may have been a setback.
Well, obviously he was suffering some kind of residual pain that they didn't expect after those 2 practices, and they took him off the field. But here we are all this time later. It's almost 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Because that was a Detroit game.
Right.
And he's still not on the practice field, and McCarthy's still making it seem like he's not going to play.
The depth for the Cowboys definitely took a hit when Dan Quinn went to Washington. Aiden Dirty went out there to the Seahawks. And I thought coming into camp or coming out of camp, I thought the Cowboys' defensive backfield was going to be a strength of this football team. And from the corner standpoint, dealing with injuries, it's not. We knew the defensive line was going to be challenged, but you thought maybe the back end would be strong. And right now,
well, and imagine you thought the defensive line was going to be a challenge at tackle, and then they lose their top 4 edge players.
Yeah, man.
And we talked about Micah not coming back. How much longer is DeMarcus Lawrence going to be out? Because that was a much more serious injury. I think he's probably still a month away, best I can tell.
Right.
And at a certain point, he'd be like, depending on what the record is, I don't need to come back.
Oh, it depends on what the record is for sure. But he ain't ready to retire. At least talking to him before the season, so he would want to come back. He's trying to get a new contract.
This interesting when you touch on the topic. I did an interview with Washington Station up there. The fan up in Washington, like how much they miss Dan Quinn. I said, look, everyone here liked Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was good, but understand, if Dan Quinn was here now, he couldn't have coached this defense any better. It's like he's not a magician. I said the pieces are gone. I was like, Dan took a bunch of them. He took a bunch of them. I was like, but to sit around here and make it seem like I was like Mike Zimmer didn't forget how to coach. Okay, Mike Zimmer not a bad coach. the Carpenter's tools aren't good.
You can't play defense in the NFL if you don't have corners and you don't have edge rushers, and that's where they got hit.
No, and
can't stop the run.
Okay, but let's dive into that whole Dan Quinn, Mike Zimmer thing, because
wasn't nobody begging Dan Quinn to stay when he left.
Exactly. Wasn't nobody begging him to
tired
stay.
of these little bitty safeties playing linebacker.
There was a lot of criticism of Dan Quinn after the Green Bay game, and I will tell you this.
Not just from the fan base.
Not just from the fan base. And I would say from a team standpoint, they thought they upgraded the defense coordinator with Mike Zimmer. And they felt, we talked about what they didn't add in free agency. They think their best offseason acquisition was Mike Zimmer because of his scheme.
Oof, that's a lot to put on the guy.
They did.
But how can you judge him fairly based on what he's had out there?
Because of his scheme, and because of the disciplinarian he was, and being a hard cuss, and he's gonna have all the bark and he's gonna make these guys not freelance.
Not gonna be a player's coach.
And
he's
all
gonna
this
get in
stuff.
their
They
face.
thought that was gonna be an upgrade for this team.
Yeah.
And you can talk about the players, but I don't know. Zimmer does not have the same bite. I mean, he barely talks above a whisper. Let's be honest about that. And when
we don't get to watch practice, so.
But we've talked to him. We've seen him. I mean, he
Don
don't.
Corleone did not talk very much above a whisper, and he got his points across.
Yeah, but he had henchmen. He ain't got no henchmen.
He got no player.
I think it's hard for him to stand up there and criticize guys that shouldn't be in the roles they're in.
No, and it's also hard for them to buy into a system that they have not had success with, don't have no history with.
While they see that guy that they did have success with.
Well, just like Micah and Trevon Diggs on his podcast praising Quinn. Diggs is talking about, I would run through the wall for that guy. Okay,
he won't run through the wall for this guy.
Right. I mean,
that's the implication.
Yes. Yeah, man, that's openly saying that on his podcast on Tuesday. So, I mean, that's also part of the offseason failure.
When you go on the podcast next week, can you dive into that?
Oh, did you get chosen?
Yes.
He's the chosen one. You didn't know that?
Well, I saw that he presented his
case.
You saw the tweet.
Yeah, he volunteered for the position.
Micah put it out there.
Micah said maybe he did not commit. And the question I asked was, do you think you're going to get to talk if Clarence is on there?
Exactly.
Well, let's take a break so Clarence can finish eating his Skittles. Clarence Hill.
Thank you, Mars, for those.
Jack
It's
Taylor.
so good. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Halloween
This
candy.
is the
People
Media Mash.
used to take this out of my kids' Halloween bag.
Really?
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Aikman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
All right, Cowboys at Atlanta this week. How many touchdown passes for Kirk Cousins?
7. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
I mean, you're on a Cowboys podcast. Can you be positive just a little bit?
No. If he threw 7 against the Cowboys, it wouldn't be the most he's thrown against a single opponent this year.
Wow.
He's thrown 4 twice against the Bucs.
Wow, really? No, I think touchdown passes.
Yeah, man.
I say 1.
1? Ed?
4.
Just 1?
4.
4.
Yeah. Because I think Bijan and your boy going to go crazy. There won't be no need to throw.
Well, they throw the ball to Bijan on the back. They're going to catch the screen. You know,
Yeah,
Cowboys can't stop a screen.
I mean, you look at that
Bijan got like 30 catches this year.
Look at that Kittle tape from last week, and Pitt's going to eat.
Pitt's going to eat too.
What you got, Magic City?
That was a good one.
Can I have my pick at Magic City? Like Kirk Cousins gonna have his pick on his defense.
I mean,
Kirk Cousins gonna have his pick on his defense.
Be like you were in Arlington with your own room, your name on your own room.
I want some of that. I want some of that. I want some of that. Kirk Cousins, I'm gonna give him 3.
3. Okay. 3. Aaron Rodgers is in action tonight. The Jets. I mean, how many times we got to watch these guys on prime time?
Dude,
This
Jets.
is their 5th primetime game already.
Gosh.
Is the
Have they
league
scored a
obsessed with
touchdown
Aaron
yet?
Rodgers or what?
I mean,
Who
boy.
they playing?
Houston.
Texans.
Texans gonna. Is it at Houston?
It is-
Texans are without their top 2 receivers.
It's
so.
up in
New York.
MetLife. In MetLife. So I took Houston 21-17. What you got, Jack?
let me see. I got to go with my guy, C.J. Stroud. I'd say 27-13.
27-13. Ed, what you
Yeah,
got?
Jets are fading.
C.J. Stroud is 5-7 on the road in his career and has lost 2 road games. I'm going to take the Jets in a last stand 17-13.
Okay, I'm not opposed to that. That's a desperate home team theory.
They got a new kicker.
Yeah, they got mad.
They couldn't decide which one to sign, so they signed 2 of them.
Yeah, they got a new kicker.
What's your pick?
I'm gonna go with the
Magic City?
the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud and that defense. The Texans defense is gonna handle up on Aaron Rodgers.
Got a score?
24-21.
24-21. All right. Demarion Overshown, your guy, one of your clients.
D-Mo.
One of your clients.
Your clients. But by the way, thanks to Overshown for being the first one to talk after the game Sunday night in the locker room. So
That was a bitter defeat, man. It took a minute to come on. I guess you're not counting Trayvon. He talked before the locker room.
I mean, Trayvon did talk. I mean, I don't know why you acting like
he talked before the locker room.
I captured the video of it. Don't worry. But when the locker room opened up, he told Dave to make sure nobody came around him. So anyway, it was slim pickings. I think I walked out of there with Overshown. He talked the most. It was Jordan Lewis and then Mr. Joseph. So that was all I got. 3.
Zeke talked.
I didn't get Zeke.
CD talked.
When CD talked, I had to go.
Oh,
we had to go get the live shots up on there, and then so I got. And then when CD was talking to, I was in there with Dak.
Okay.
With you and Dak. So
I just want to let the record show that he made it. He presented like the players were not available. They just weren't available on his schedule.
Correct.
The players they were going. They were leaving.
Eddie.
I wasn't there, but based on what he said, the players were not that he wanted to speak to were not all available when he had the opportunity to do so.
Me, Channel 4, Channel, we were all just standing, and they told us stand here in this area, and then they would get guys.
Yeah, you're a local TV guy now, so you need to side over here.
Listen,
it happened, but
Zeke talked.
Man, see,
CD talked. Dak talked.
CD talked before or after Dak?
Before Dak. Dak was over. The clock was closed.
Dak's always the last guy, isn't he? At the
No,
podium?
because I didn't see. But once again, when he talked, I know I had to get out there to get my live shot.
You had more important things to do. You were more important than the players. Your job was more important than the players. I understand to get the players.
Cap suck up over here, boy.
But Demo,
he wants to be on that podcast bad.
But Demo, what did Demo tell you?
Man,
you brought up Demo. You opened the segment by Demo talked, and you want to talk about Demo.
The conversation was actually going to be about your client. Do you anticipate him getting some opportunities to rush the passer?
Well, I think that's something we talked about when Mike initially got hurt. That Demo was a guy with his explosive. Certainly did that in college to add to the pass rush, especially when Nealon went down. They need help, and I know Mike McCarthy initially talked, well, we don't want to put too much on the young guy. We don't want to cross-train him. We want to make sure he has the linebacker stuff down. But, all these many weeks later, and you still ain't getting to the quarterback, you need to exhaust all avenues. And certainly at the end of that 49ers game, it was him who came through with the big sack. Almost got this back sacking from kind of like a Jeff Heath play. You know, if the guards were football guards were the Cowboys' favorite, it would have been a sack fumble, and that had a certainly easy chance to score. But they did get the ball back. But yeah, he has that explosiveness off the edge to help the pass rush use him more.
If you got somebody who can rush the passer, who isn't rushing the passer, now is the time. And this is the guy to rush the passer.
Okay.
Unleash that man. Unleash hell, baby.
Yeah, because everything he does is at frenetic pace. I mean, he makes mistakes. He's young, but he makes them fast. I mean, I'd rather a guy making them fast than a guy out there hesitating and not even getting there. And and I think the game has slowed down from him. Cowboys talked about that. He has grown, and I think that's why they're now using him as a pass rush. He's the team's second leading tackler.
All right, guys, pick time.
Oh, I think it'd be a very competitive game. Very.
Going with Atlanta. What's the score?
You said they had no shot earlier.
What's the score?
But he only gave Cousins one touchdown pass.
I think the Falcons win. Probably like all these other games, man. 31-20.
31-20. Okay.
Cowboys probably get down 31-3 and then score 17 in the fourth quarter.
I think the Cowboys are going to have a very hard time stopping this offense. 38-17 Atlanta.
Now, he picked the bigger blowout than me. Let the record show. Wow. Let the record show.
Get rid of the record if I'm wrong.
Easy Ed picked the bigger blowout than me.
Most trusted?
I'm going to go against the grain here.
Oh, there's a shot.
This is a must-win time. Cowboys going. Dak Prescott has never lost 3 games in a row since 2019.
He never threw.
So he's done it before.
Huh?
So he has done it before.
I said since 2019.
It's not like 2019 was forever ago.
It's a long time ago.
He'd never thrown
That's
3.
way back in the Jason Garrett era.
He'd never thrown multiple interceptions in 3 games until he did it.
And you know who did? Who last Cowboy to do it?
Oh, so he the Hall of Famer?
You know the last Cowboy to do it?
Troy Aikman.
And what year was that?
I don't know.
1992. And
You saying Dak's going to win a Super Bowl?
What they do?
Is that what you're predicting?
No.
He's not only predicting they're going to win in Atlanta, he's predicting they're going to win the Super Bowl.
What they do in 92? Anyway.
Okay.
What you got, Hackman? Clarence.
Wow. What a pick.
What'd you call him?
Dallas.
I don't know what he called me. What you called me, first of all?
What you call that man?
Called him Heckman. Because Heckman sits in that seat, and Heckman he'd go pick the Cowboys. So, what you got, Clarence?
I didn't want to think he called you Heckman, but that's what I heard.
That's what you check the tape.
Early this morning, I picked the Falcons on Jock's podcast, but I'm gonna switch it up.
God, you cheat my people.
My
people got cheated.
I picked the Falcons on Jock's podcast. I'm gonna do something different.
He's gonna be right this weekend.
He's hedging his bets right now.
Do something on this podcast.
He's gonna be right.
Most trusted.
He's
Most trusted.
You know, you do have to admire the honesty.
He'll walk around and go, I was the only one who picked him.
You do have to admire the honesty.
I'm gonna give the funny thing is I think the Falcons will play better on the road than they have at home this year.
What do you have, sir? What do you have? Who are you taking?
Cowboys 24-21.
He wants to be on that podcast.
Real bad.
Micah.
You go drive in the studio with him and do it? That's what you do, man.
Nav Diggs don't play this week.
Yeah, boy. Okay, so on Jocks, it's...
On Jock Talk tomorrow morning, we had the Falcons with a big win. On Media Match today, we got the Cowboys.
But we most trusted.
We are the most trusted.
Most wishy-washy.
Keep it real.
What they call that in them politics? Flip-flopping. Flip-flopping. Oh.
It's okay, man.
Who did you pick, Newy?
That's tomorrow.
You already made the pick. You've already made
it's in the morning.
Okay, what'd you pick in the morning news?
Atlanta.
Okay, thank you. What was the score?
I didn't pick a score. I just picked the spread. I picked Atlanta to win.
You picked them to cover? You pick them to cover?
Yeah, I got Atlanta to win.
Oh, so you got Atlanta to blowout.
I think it's like in the short cover.
Man. It's my narrative. It's a blowout.
Okay.
I mean,
gentlemen, as always, this was fun.
It is always fun.
It was fun. We won't talk again before Tuesday. Everybody go vote. If you ain't voted, get your vote.
I already voted.
Do your civic duty.
I already voted.
Okay.
Did you vote for someone or against someone? Because I voted against someone.
Yeah, I voted against. I voted for and against. I like that, Ed. I like that. Just make sure Sage did the same thing.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm actually leaving here to go vote.
Okay.
Because I was going to go tomorrow morning, but I was like, you know what? I need to go this afternoon.
Okay.
Before it take any chance of
And
get crowded.
in case, before you guys leave here, in case you want to get some updates.
You know, my granddaughter drove up from Austin to vote.
That's good. And my daughter flew in. You know, and my daughter's flying in on Monday to vote from Kansas. I'm from.
She got a megaphone with
from DC. But in case you guys need something to do tonight, we have a special election edition of Cowboys and Chill with former Mayor Ron Kirk, Dallas Mayor Meredith.
That's why he ain't called me back.
I don't know. He called me back. Anyway, former Mayor Ron Kirk and Emmett Smith. We're going to talk the election Cowboys at Echo Lounge tonight.
Emmett's going to be there?
Yes.
Wow.
You must got a big budget. All right. Media Mash.
Big connections, sir. Big connections.
Hey, big connections. Good for you. Good for you.
Build relationships.
Because you're most trusted. Even though you most picking and most trusted, right?
Flipping, flopping.
I get a former mayor. Yes.
Exactly. Cowboys and Chill tonight. You got nothing to do. Clarence
and I mean nothing.
And Clarence will buy you a drink. Clarence will buy you a drink.
And if he don't pup,
it's black men for Kamala Harris, okay?
That's the cause?
That is the cause.
No.
That may have cost you some audience there.
Goodbye.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?